We're also getting new information about an attempt to get Joe Biden directly involved in one of the suspect deals. We'll get the latest fallout from the ongoing scandal and the federal investigations from senior political correspondent Mike Emanuel.
Hunter Biden's former business associates were hinting at a push to get Joe involved in a joint venture with Chinese energy company CEFC, hoping to make it look like a truly family business. That's according to text messages obtained by Fox News. On May 11, 2017, Hunter's former associates James Gilliar and Tony Bobulinski corresponded on text with Gilliar writing, "Man, you are right. Let's get the company set up, then tell H and family the high stakes, and get Joe involved." More Republicans are now saying it's time for a special counsel.
But remember, during a train wreck interview on GMA, Zero Experience Hunter claimed he had not received 1 cent from his China deals. Now, why would he have said that? The Johnson Grassley report contradicts that and detailed the millions in wire transfers, from China. And the report also found that Hunter's family went on a $100,000 shopping spree, compliments of a Chinese national. Remember, Tony Bobulinski was on with Tucker, Hunter's former business partner, claiming that Hunter received direct payments from China. Even Hunter's own attorney was forced to issue a clarification after the disastrous GMA interview, admitting his client received equity. Well, it tends to be in the millions and millions of dollars, we now know. And breaking tonight, a report from the Daily Caller shows that Hunter Biden was due to receive massive payouts from a Chinese equity venture starting in 2019 and continuing for, quote, a couple of years.
We have great confidence in our son. I am not concerned about any accusations been made against him. It's used to get to me. I think it's kind of foul play, but look, it is what it is, and he's a grown man. He is the smartest man I know. I mean, in pure intellectual capacity, and as long as he's good, we're good.
Then days later, Gilliar reminded Bobulinski, quote, "Don't mention Joe being involved because, quote, they're paranoid." And Bobulinski responds, quote, "They should be paranoid." They also talk about Jim Biden's involvement. Quote, "To the Chinese, it looks like a true family business."
There's really significant evidence that his son has been compromised by the Chinese government, that there's a corruption pay-to-play scandal. I mean, is Joe Biden himself compromised?
Somebody outside of politics should look at this just like they looked at Trump. And to give Biden a pass after what happened to the Trump family would set a scenario in this country. It's not about what you did. It's about the party you're in.
It's who you are. Exactly. You know, with regard to the laptop, it seems to belie common sense that if it wasn't your laptop and the emails weren't yours, right, you'd be screaming it at the top of the mountain. Right. You'd be saying, that's so ridiculous, right? This guy made this up. That's not my laptop. I never dropped it off.
I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of literally, Dr. Patrick Ho, the spy chief of China, who started the company that my partner, who was worth $323 billion, founded, and is now missing. The richest man in the world is missing, who was my partner.
I still don't believe that they're doing a real investigation here. I think, you hear the only thing the mainstream media is reporting is tax, not paying taxes. And I could see this very easily swept back under the rug to where there's essentially going to be a hand slap and not looking at the larger picture. So this should have been investigated a long time ago. And the fact that the FBI stood on this and hid this information from the Congress when we were impeaching the President of the United States is, well, I don't want to say it and get you kicked off of, get you in trouble with the FCC.
Okay. So,
how could that not have crossed your mind, or you wouldn't have felt just a little bit in your gut, like maybe this isn't a good idea to go and sit on the board of this Ukrainian company?
I said to you, in retrospect, I wish that my judgment.
Time, you never thought this might not look right.
You know what? I'm a human. And you know what? Did I make a mistake? Well, maybe in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
The media, Hunter's friends, Joe Biden's friends, they're all protecting him. And at the end of the day, while they were using us to try to attack a president and remove Donald Trump from office, the media and everybody else hid Hunter scandals in order to elect a president. And that's exactly the strategy behind it.
Let's take this on. You mentioned the mainstream media. You know, for a long time, I didn't really care. I was kind of amused by how biased they were, and I left it at that. But now we're seeing, I mean, this is information, unless you went looking for it, unless you engaged conservative media, you would not have known about the very serious allegations surrounding Hunter Biden, the very serious issues. And that had a real impact on the election. A lot of folks, I believe, would have changed their mind had they known more about, I mean, the money from the Moscow mayor's widow. That has not been debunked. So it's deeply troubling. Anyway, where do you go from here? Oh, actually, let me ask you about January 6th first. You know what happens on January 6th. You need a congressman, a member of Congress, and you need a senator to raise an objection to ceding those electoral votes.
Welcome viewers to my channel's annual charity fundraiser. 20 years ago, I personally started Bridges to Prosperity to repair just one bridge. Since then, we've created safe access for over 1.2 million people in over 20 countries. Through partnerships with global leaders and governments, we build trail bridges so isolated villages can safely access education, healthcare, markets, and jobs year-round. With almost 400 bridges completed, if we tied all the bridges together, it would be 13 miles long. For every bridge we've built, villages experience a 75% increase in farm profits, 60% more in female employment, and a whopping 36% increase in income. Trail bridges alleviate poverty. Make a donation today by clicking the YouTube blue donate button.
President Trump or President-elect Biden needs to appoint a special counsel. If you look at who Hunter Biden is dealing with, he's not dealing with Western European nations. He's not dealing with countries whose leadership share our values. He's dealing with communist China. He receives a multi-hundred thousands of dollar check from the mayor's wife of Moscow. He's dealing with a corrupt Ukrainian oligarch. These are people that no American company should be dealing with, much less the vice president's son involving the vice president in those activities. This is why it's so important that we win the Georgia election, because the Senate will have the ability to hold up appointments like the Attorney General, like the Deputy Attorney General, and make sure that a special counsel is appointed and these facts come out, and they can hold hearings to bring further facts out and to make sure the American people know what happened.